This is Greg Payton, first of his name, bearer of the bad man, home of Brooklyn.
You are the home of Brooklyn, or Brooklyn is the home of you?
Home of Brooklyn.
And he's apparently joined by John, master of the Brazilian dance fighting, soldier of the turmeric chicken skewer,
Liver of the quick.
Saint of Santeria, and I got a crystal ball. I don't have $1 million, but I should have spent it all to help Miss Megan.
I can't follow that. My name is Megan. Literally first of her name.
Full of tons of wash.
Queen of the extra A. Leader of the free people. The Trekkies.
Collector of the comics.
Collector of the comics. The random collections. Master of the Stephanie Brown collection. I don't know. I've got all of those. I have an extensive comic book collection.
And we're doing all of these long-winded names because we got
What was
officially
Michelle Yeoh's
introduced.
name?
She was the emperor of the Terran Empire and a bunch of other random nonsense. Dominator of Vulcan,
Look, somewhere
something of
they
the
threw
Andors.
Look, they threw a Caesar in there somewhere.
That they did.
My guess is
Why was she a Caesar?
It was an homage to Game of Thrones and Khaleesi.
Look, the throne looked awfully iron. She spun around for no damn reason.
I think just to be badass.
Also,
right.
it pays tribute to welcoming back Michelle Yeoh, which is good to see.
But regardless, welcome to Discovering Discovery. This is episode 14? 13?
Should be 12.
Episode 12.
As you can tell, we're professionals.
This is episode 12, Vaulting Ambition. I don't know whose ambition is vaulting.
I think it was Lorca.
I don't think you'll... Oh, it might have been Lorca.
And I would put spoiler warning in effect, but I'm pretty sure we already spoiled a
Look,
lot
at
about
this
this
point-
episode.
It's
At
your
this
own
point, it's
fault.
too
This is your
late.
own fault. If you didn't know by now,
This was our second favorite episode so far. It didn't make any damn sense, but it was fun.
Just that ending twist, I think that got us right into it.
I mean, hot damn. Talk about some.
We talk about a lot this episode. We talk about Stockholm Syndrome, stalker issues. We talk about solving relationship problems.
And playing the long game if
The
you're a villain.
Long con.
The long con if you're a villain. Like
This
that's
is
this is how you do it.
This is like Matchstick Men when what's her name wasn't really Nick Cage's daughter.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. What?
Fuck.
So spoiler warnings also for the movie Matchstick Men. And anyway, let's continue on. Warp 9.
Punch it.
Discovering Discovery. Thanks for stepping all over that, Megan.
I try. You want to do it again?
Fuck.
No, we're already rolling. It's too late. We've come too far.
I mean, I could say it.
You want to say it? Go Go for it.
Welcome back to Discovering Discovery. I'm your host, Megan.
And I'm your other host, John Quick.
I'm just along for the ride. Clearly, suffering from Stockholm Syndrome.
His name is called Greg Payton.
His name was Greg Payton.
I am Negan now.
Okay, so
all right, which episode was this?
This was
12.
episode 12.
This is
12,
episode 12.
So this is we're once again in the Mirror Universe.
Are we sure it's 12 because your little note says episode 11?
Well, it's our episode 11, their episode
okay.
12 because
just checking.
the pilot was a two-parter.
That's right.
And we just combined that together as one Los Episodos.
Right.
That's plural. You pluralized that.
Okay. I know. I don't speak Spanish that well.
I know very little Spanish, but I know enough to know you just
Folks at
pluralized
home,
that.
yeah.
Episado? I don't know.
You had an S on the end.
People
Well,
at home,
yeah.
You add the
feel
S's
free
when
to
it's
correct
plural.
Quick's grammar.
Look,
and
So
grammar.
I took Spanish in high school, man. I took 2
Jesus.
years.
Oh no.
So anyway, I believe we're here
American
to discuss
Spanish
a
classes.
show.
I slept through most of it.
And discussing Star Trek Discovery.
Back to Star Trek. Okay, so
So-
this episode, I will say, so is probably the second strongest episode they've had.
I would agree with that. I don't necessarily know if it was the episode overall or if just that ending twist.
Well, no, I think it was the full episode. Like, the structure of the episode was a lot more coherent this time.
Well, also too, they gave a whole lot more for Anthony Rapp to do, which I was really happy to see, because I love just what he's done with that particular character. So I'm glad we got to see more of it.
Well, but it was a more traditional story structure, like the structure compared to, like, normal Star Trek episodes. You had the beats with what's his name on the Enterprise, on the Discovery.
With Saru.
With Saru, you had like 3 solid beats for that. The second major one was with Anthony Rapp and his character, and then you had like the main kind of through line that tied everything together. So just like all in all, it was way better laid out. So it was enjoyable to watch because it was more cohesive.
It was also fascinating to watch it because it had a very good book ending of the enemy within. So you have the enemy within Tyler, who's Takufma.
Yeah.
And then you have the enemy
Vok.
with Vok. Then you have the enemy within Lorca, who ends up being the mirror universe Lorca. So that was a very great reveal.
Yeah, all the storylines tied together. They were all standalone, but they all definitely tied together, so that was great.
It tied together the theme, the overall theme. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you also had Mirror Universe Stamets as the enemy within there.
Props for seeing Michelle Yeoh again. I mean, honestly, I love whenever she's on screen, so happy to see her back.
I honestly wish, though, because it's really, really hard for me to like Michael Burnham at all. There's been one episode where I genuinely enjoyed.
In this episode.
Yeah, there's one.
Like not the acting or anything, just the character.
Sonequa Martin Green is doing her damnedest. I have to give her much credit.
But the character is literally the worst person ever. For, like, multiple reasons. Like, the main thing in this one, she rolls up to the mirror universe, and first sign that things are going bad, she's like, I'm gonna save myself, and just throws everybody else under the bus.
Just
like first instinct, all right, fuck everybody else. What's gonna keep me alive right now?
Well, it's just let me just drop a dime on this original universe here right quick.
Yeah.
So, I'm not talking. I mean, obviously the motivation was to save everyone ass, but the quick motivation to drop a dime on the original universe you're from without having been tortured or
it's like obviously they've been in the mirror universe at this point for like well over a week. They know it's a terrible place.
Oh my god, in 3 days. I mean, we talked about this last episode. In 3 days she was already like going native basically.
Yeah, but like I mean
she was lamenting it, but it's also just like you're already turning. It's been 3 days, dumbass.
Yeah, but like this one, they're like, okay, we're gonna kill you, and she's like, yo, wait, hang on. I come from this great place. It's my universe. Look, my ship can do this. This is what my crew is like. This is how I can get you over there. Just don't kill me.
Yeah.
And you're just like, hang on. You're gonna throw like an entire universe of people under the thumb of this like obviously evil group just to keep yourself alive, maybe.
All right, to catch everybody up.
Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, let's start with the episode. So, it starts with her and Lorca going in the shuttle to the Imperial Palace.
Which
I don't know why
mysteriously like an evil cruise ship. I mean, all cruise ships are evil, but it looks like an evil cruise ship.
It just reminded me of, it's like, oh, that's kind of the Supremacy from The Last Jedi. I totally was just like, went there. I don't know necessarily why, but I was just like, oh yeah, that's what that is. That's what they're going for.
Sounds about right.
And but it was powered by what looked like a star, I guess. That was kind of a bit of a cool ship design, but it didn't look nearly necessarily big enough. It was just like, hey, we're just gonna have this star for an engine, and then the rest of the ship's gonna be suspiciously small. No, that star was like in the center. It was built. The ship was built around it.
I missed that.
That was there. But then when the shuttle came up to it, it looked like the shuttle wasn't exactly all that much like smaller. But that could have just been like really, really bad, like
Forced
direction
perspective.
yeah,
Yeah.
or something along those lines. So there was a scene in the shuttle where Burnham injects Lorca with a numbing agent so that when they put him inside the agony boxes, he doesn't feel it. Yeah, doesn't feel it as much. And they linger on the fact that you could see where the injection happens, and you think, oh, okay, they're making an obvious setup, and that of course that ends up being a red herring.
Yeah, it seemed like it was going to be a way bigger deal.
And so she's presented in front of the Emperor with Lorca in tow, and then the Emperor tells her to pick a Kelpian, which, as we find out, is really... why the fuck are you laughing?
Kelpians are food. Kelpians are food, ladies and gentlemen. Kelpians are food.
Jesus Christ, Megan. Okay, she's going to apparently go get water, but she's laughing the entire way.
We've lost Megan because apparently the prospect of people eating Kelpians, she finds humorous.
That's basically Saru's people. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna join us again? Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. Hit the mic while you're at it.
Megan's regained her composure.
And
She's
we're
back
back.
now, folks.
Okay.
Now, are we on to the Kelpie part?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you guys a thing. Hannibal Lecter freaks me out.
Yeah.
I was having some serious fava bean vibes.
With a nice Chianti.
Like, I had nightmares for years about that scene.
Okay, and you're gonna get to why you just all of a sudden have a laughing fit, or are we just gonna graze right past that?
It wasn't a laughing fit; it was a coughing fit that disguised itself as a laughing fit.
Was that also a coughing fit trying to comb over the gag reflex that you experienced when that scene happened?
It looked kind of like one of those radishes.
No, because it was hilarious. Giorgio offers Burnham
what are those
a piece of the
called?
ganglia.
Which I don't even know what a ganglia is, but it does not sound.
I mean, we have ganglia. I mean, it's just.
Is that
the fleshy part, like
the dangly bit?
Yeah.
Like the.
Yeah. But except I think for him, for Saru, I think the ganglia is like those little fins that come out. So basically, like this, I took a Kelpie and basically made a dish out of them.
Here's an entirely other reason why that was just
made them into food.
Purely like a weird shock value nasty thing to do.
Okay.
They're straight up using the Kelpies for like servants in this universe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, mop my floors. I'm probably gonna eat you later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are like space Nazi Mongol Empire. I don't even fucking know.
Where's the logic that goes to eating sentient beings?
What do you mean?
Like
evil.
Star Trek, like,
they are evil.
Look. Here's the reason this is a huge snag. Like Prime Universe Star Trek, they're all fucking vegetarians.
Yes.
I mean, they eat like synthetic meat. Okay, they don't eat animals. They don't kill animals. It's a big deal.
Right.
That is true.
So, what's your point?
We're in the mirror universe. So yeah.
Fucking vegan mowing down on a person, man. It's weird.
No, but in the mirror universe, that doesn't count. It's they literally could just be fucking carnivores.
I got nothing. It's just
okay.
Ganglias and doesn't even sound appetizing.
That's not even necessarily.
Like if I was gonna look at a person and be like, what part of this person am I gonna eat? It wouldn't be the ganglia.
Oh yeah, the one thing that we forgot to mention, the reason why they're actually going through with this whole Imperial Palace thing is because the information that they got about the Defiant was,
it was
mostly redacted. So
just like here's the funny part about that. This was some straight up like CIA redacted files where they just black everything out, except it was on like her iPad. So she's looking at it and it's just these giant bars of white. It's like, what? You don't have hackers? You have an entire ship full of people and nobody's like, yo, hang on, let me see what I can do.
Decode, bitch, decode.
Like,
there couldn't just be sections missing. Like they don't need to white things out.
It couldn't be like, oh, the file was corrupted. all right.
Go back and get to the source.
I would totally
back to the
buy, oh,
source.
the file was corrupted. We have to try and reconstruct the file. It's going to take too long.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just try and get, like, the actual...
Or maybe they just never got the file or something.
Or that. Or like, hey, we thought this is what we needed. Turns out we were super wrong because we saw... Because there's literally only 10 people on the Discovery. So...
Yeah. Which will lead to later Saru apparently feeding the Klingon prisoner. So,
right,
yeah.
because there's nobody holding down the fort in the jail.
At all.
But, yeah, so then in the middle of the meal...
Do we skip the part where she... Okay, so she came back. She turned in...
Lorca.
They throw Lorca in the torture chamber. She goes off to dinner. Back home on the Discovery, Saru is bringing food to the Klingon prisoner, being like, yo... Homeboy's screaming at us, and we keep trying to sedate him, but it's not working? ?
Yeah, they can't seem to like fix him because Tyler is fighting against Vok, and neither one is getting supremacy. So
okay, so in that part we learn. It kind of sounds like from what she was saying that Tyler died. In his ship, they snagged his DNA, like made like a chia pet, grew a person, and then put Vok inside.
Somehow, some way, yes.
But they also took his memories before he died,
so that he could like
infiltrate. Yeah.
Again, leading to my assumption that this is much like the Trouble with Tribbles, when the Klingon officer disguises himself as an ambassador to infiltrate the Federation.
Listen, all I know,
poison the Quadrotriticale.
Right.
Listen, all I know is at the end of the day, their plan might have worked, but it definitely fucked up in a royal way, and there's nothing that they can salvage out of it. It's pretty much a dead plan at this point. Right.
So she's like, "Sorry, homeboy's fucked."
Yeah, she's like, I don't really care. Like this, he knew what he was getting. Like she pulled a. He knew what he was getting into. This is what we're here for. We're Klingons.
Shrug.
Essentially.
Yeah. Right. So then Saru gets like super fed up with it, and he's like, whatever. And so then he beams Tyler in because he's like, I feel like they have a bond. And so then she's just sitting there with Tyler, who has like all sorts of scratchies, like he's been scratching himself or
super
something.
Scarred.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah.
I don't know where those came from. I thought it was like a rash for a minute.
I think it's supposed to be from him like tearing at himself.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, I missed that because they never showed him actually tearing at himself.
No,
because he was tied down to a table.
Listen, we don't need you bringing your goddamn logic in this.
I'm sorry. Like, there's literally at no point where these scratches could have appeared, so I thought it was a rash of some kind. Like his body was rejecting the metamorphosis.
And then I guess the full end of that, I'm not 100% certain what happened. It seemed like Klingon girl removed...
She turned into like a neurosurgeon.
Yeah, she removed the Vok part of his brain, and now he's Tyler again, and she screamed out to send Vok's soul to the afterlife.
Which is the first Klingon-like thing she's done.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah. I'm still not sure where the like weird neurosurgery thing happened. Like that was kind of weird, especially considering that they showed so much like gore and stuff. Like, oh, we had to do all these physical transformations, and she's like, oh, it's okay, I can just like do something to his brain real quick.
Yeah, I thought it was like I don't know what the hell they did. I thought that they just like did a bunch of surgeries to turn Vok into somebody that looked like Tyler, but then there was something
like they
involving
took out the redundant organs and like stitched them back up or something.
Yeah,
you know,
but then there was like something like, but then they also had his DNA. It was very confusing. I think they didn't think it out.
I don't think so.
So there's that. But
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. But more to the point, so speaking of not thinking it out, so when Michael Burnham shows up and has dinner with the Empress, she...
Captain, I never think ahead.
Yeah. She suddenly ran into the fact that, hey, maybe, just maybe, my Mirror Universe counterpart was a bit of a dick.
Or maybe like we went into this not actually knowing what our mirror universe selves were up to, so I'm kind of going in here blind with no idea what my history is in this universe.
And as it turns out, Mirror Universe Burnham was totally on the side of Mirror Universe Lorca. And was all about betraying the Empress. And so,
but to be fair, we still don't know. Like, here's the part where that's like tricky, right?
Okay.
So the Empress, in our opinion, super evil, right?
Yes.
So Mirror Universe Lorca, who they're painting as evil in the Mirror Universe, should theoretically be what we would perceive as not evil, right?
Well, not necessarily evil. Like, just he led a rebellion. He tried to take the throne. He could still be an evil dick. He doesn't, that doesn't make him a good guy.
So he's just trying to be like a usurper. He wasn't like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't think he was going for peace, love, and kindness with his imperial rule. I think he was going to go with more of the same, except I'm on top.
Right.
My coup failed.
Which is, I mean, that part, though, doesn't really make sense because they bring in the guy, and apparently his, apparently he was such that this guy thought that bringing in one of his crew members would sway him in some way.
Yeah.
So that makes you think something about Mirror Universe Lorca, right? Like, maybe he's got a streak of compassion. Otherwise, why bring this random dude in to get him to say the name of your sister whom he murdered? Because he was like, whoa, what's up, Michael Burnham?
Because he was banging Michael Burnham instead. And that's...
Which, can we, like, just lay down the whole new level of, like, creepy, no means no guy Lorca is? Because she, like, dies or whatever, and he's like, that's cool. I'll just go to a completely different universe and, like, kidnap you.
Essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, I need another one. This,
gentlemen and ladies, is why...
Yes.
Like, it's like that whole saying. It's like, guys are afraid girls will laugh at them. Girls are afraid guys will kill them. That's basically the vibe that I get off of Lorca now.
Please repeat that for the audience once again.
It's like the main thing. It's like guys are afraid that women will laugh at them. Women are afraid that men will kill them.
Jesus.
It's like the main fear, right? And in this situation, Lorca literally went to a different universe, blew up an entire ship full of people to kill his Mirror Universe self, rolled out, spent months being the captain in this alternate universe,
right,
undercover, so that he could, like, pull Michael Burnham out of jail, bring her onto a ship for no goddamn reason, convince lots of people that she needed to be on a ship for no reason, and then get Stamets to, like, learn how to do jumps so that he could map the jumps so that he could figure out how to get them back to the Mirror Universe. Dude, straight up super villain.
Essentially, Lorca is aced the super villain exam. Take advantage.
That was the long con. Like, so much effort and work had to go into, like, what just happened.
I mean, that reveal is pretty legit. I mean, normally you see it coming from a mile away. I only saw it coming from a scene away.
It was actually an impressive twist, which was all revealed when Empress. Emperor. I don't know why Emperor Giorgio.
Supreme Overlord.
Yeah, Supreme Overlord Giorgio.
Big boss, Giorgio.
Opened up the little view window and had to let her eyes adjust.
Okay,
and then
here's the other issue I have with this. I don't give Michael Burnham that much credit as far as intelligence goes, where she would figure it out that quickly.
What do you mean?
Like, it was a great scene. It was a great reveal. It was, like, a cool thing. But I don't feel like our Michael Burnham would have been like, Lorca's got sensitive eyes, too. And just, like, been like, oh, my God, he's from the Mirror Universe. Like, I don't think she would have put A and B together that fast.
Do you mean as far as episode like 3 or now?
No, like, now. Like, what just happened? Her seeing Michelle Yeoh blink away from the light, I don't think she would have come full circle and been like, oh, my God, Lorca's from the Mirror Universe.
Well, and especially since that she decided to pull the whole I'm from a parallel universe thing to the Empress and not to, Mirror Universe Sarek, who could definitely vouch for her.
Right?
and that would have ended much better for her overall.
True.
Like, there's just her character's terrible. Like, not smart.
She really is. And then she's just like, hey, I know you're basically Space Hitler, but
you're the person I'm going to choose to, like, be on the level with.
And I'm going to give you the jump technology because that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Like, she's not a brilliant character. And it's really disappointing.
I mean, if we could have seen her, like, being more duplicitous, I might believe that she's trying to play a con on the Empress, but I don't think she is. She's not really shown, like, necessarily great duplicity.
No, she's not shown great intelligence either. The problem with this character is that she's like a zoologist kind of thing.
Yep.
We've established, which is even worse for the character, we've established that literally the only reason our main character here is because some dude wants to, like, hook up with her, which, like, invalidates the character even more, which is so much more disappointing.
Well, I think he wanted to use her for exactly what he ended up using her for, which was to somehow end up back in the mirror universe and then use her as, like, a way to get into the Imperial Palace.
Yeah,
so
but
because
they just set up. It took us, what'd they say? It took us months, it took us years to route out all of your people that were in the palace.
Right.
We had to fill an entire hangar full of your supporters. Like, there wasn't room. We had to bring in all these extra, like, torture machines to fill an entire hangar full of your supporters that we routed out from the Imperial Palace. Like, I'm sorry. There was thousands of people backing this guy up, and he had to jump to an entirely different universe to get one person to get back into the palace? I don't think so. That's bullshit.
Well, we wouldn't have had a show otherwise.
I mean, it's just, it's.
Look, it was an enjoyable episode. I'm just saying. There's a lot of bullshit going on still.
Well, yeah, I think we're not excusing it because of a lot of the other stuff. Primarily, Michael Burnham's poorly thought out whatever the fuck she does.
She's a terribly put together character, and it's really disappointing. Like, I wish she was a better character.
Yeah, once again, the Burnham character has, just room.
It's like they didn't know what to do with her. They started with a terrible character, and it's like they just keep slapping on stuff trying to make something work.
Well, they tried to make her Vulcan, but not a Vulcan.
Which
and then
they immediately abandoned, because I can't remember the last time she talked about, like, logic or Vulcan-y stuff. So they've thrown that completely out the window. They're like, fuck it, that's not working.
I think what they're trying to say is once you start having sex, you just like, yep, logic gone.
I mean, they're not wrong. Not that she had a whole lot of logic to begin with, but they're not wrong because her character's done some weird stuff ever since then. I mean, especially with relation to Tyler. Like, there's just, like, especially for somebody who's supposed to be at the level she's at in charge of stuff. Maybe if she was some random ensign who was, like, getting into trouble everywhere, you'd be like, all right, I kind of buy this.
Instead of the number one on a starship.
Literally second in command of the starship. And she's just like, that's cool. I'm not going to kill you because I love you. You're just like, what? Like, what's happening?
I'm still going back to the fact that why didn't you do the hey mirror universe thing with the Rebels last episode? That really annoys me. That you didn't do it with them, but you did it with other people. Like, that's all you had to do to get people to trust you.
Right. Okay, so wait, where are we at in the episode? So we've got...
Well, then we saw...
died.
Yeah.
Vok died, Tyler lives. We know because he stopped praying in, quote, praying in Klingon and started, quote, praying in English.
Yes.
Emperor Georgia literally kills an entire room of people, but leaves one dude alive and says, can you keep a secret? Clean this up. It's like, why the hell did you need to leave him alive to clean it up?
First of all, she's literally the Emperor. Why does she have to have anybody, quote, keep a secret? She can be like, nah, I'm the Emperor.
Why didn't she just kill him too? Call somebody else in and be like, these were all traitors. Clean it up.
Why does she even have to do that? She's literally the Supreme Overlord. What are they going to do?
Well, obviously we can tell that certain people like to conspire against her, so they might do that.
Apparently.
But they reference all the information on the USS Defiant. She says that I have to keep this a secret. But I'm not sure why she actually needs to keep the other universe a secret. Wouldn't she be like, hey guys, we should figure out how to get there and just invade the hell out of it?
Right? I mean, there's all sorts of questions about this. Okay, so Michael Burnham throws her entire universe under the bus.
Really does.
Yep.
Like, immediately. She's like, no, we have to go save Lorca. And Michelle Yeoh's like, nah.
On my Earth. Thank you
She's
very
like,
much.
no, you don't know this guy the way I know this guy. Don't worry about it. And she's telling her about all the ways that she doesn't know him. And then Michael Burnham is just like, oh my God, maybe my Lorca is your Lorca for no reason. Like, if you take off her little, like, flashes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Basically,
nothing
like
in
the
what Michelle
flashbacks
Yeoh
in the editing, right?
Yeah, they have all these flashbacks to, like, convenient scenes in, like, previous episodes and, like, stuff Lorca said.
Right.
And you're just like, oh my God, it was him the whole time.
Basically, what Megan just did was an impersonation of my reaction to just
it was
seeing
like the
Lorca.
dude in Italian Spider-Man when he opens the door and he's like, whoa. It was like that.
I did appreciate the reveal. It was
a great
the
little
fact
twist.
this guy's been a fucking mole this entire time.
The thing about this episode too, it was enjoyable to watch, and so you forgave so much of this like crap while it was happening because it was fun to watch, and then you get to the end, you're like, wow, and so you're just like, I mean, it was totally fucked, but it was still a good episode. Nothing made sense. I have so many problems with it, but I enjoyed watching this.
No, I would legitimately watch this episode again. Man, it's my first time saying it, but I would actually watch this episode again to see and even figure out, how did Lorca get to this ship?
Well,
how did he get to his rank? Like, how did all this stuff happen?
Well, and that part was interesting too because he talks earlier about, back in the beginning of the season, he's like, oh yeah, everybody on my ship died, but I lived, or like I sacrificed everybody on my ship, but I lived. And so now you're like, wait a second, is that where Lorca actually died? Like, did our Lorca actually die then? And this dude just like conveniently knew that he died, or was he there when they all died, or like where exactly did this guy get into this universe? How did he get into this universe? Because he doesn't have a discovery in theory, right?
Unless Mirror Universe Stamets somehow helped him, or transporter accident.
Because we've established that Mirror Universe Stamets is like super evil.
Well, we don't know, but I mean,
super pragmatic.
Yeah.
Like way manipulative.
Yes.
He like killed the coral reef of his home world, and so now he's off to other worlds to kill their coral reef. Like
for some reason, all we know is from Hugh, which again, like when Stamets showed up and he's just like, "Is this the afterlife?" Well, you're not dead, and then suddenly, yes, no, it is the afterlife, kind of.
Stamets was making
just not
like,
for you,
no,
not right now.
Stamets was making like Jet Li and traveling through the different universes, killing himself to try and get like to the
more
last
power.
body.
Yeah.
So that he could finally break free.
Yep.
I guess so.
Did you never watch that movie, John?
I did watch the one.
It was great.
It had
just
its
Jet Li murdering himself thousands of times for power.
Slamming motorcycles with one hand. Smash.
It was great. Quality film.
I haven't seen it yet.
Can't necessarily disagree.
You haven't seen it?
I've not seen it yet.
Oh
no.
my God, Craig, we have to watch it.
Was
okay.
it? Yeah. I'm not
it was good. It was terrible. It was good. Wasn't it like Jason Statham was in that too? Who was in that?
Was he? Shit. No. Oh man.
He
Somebody
could have
random
been. I
was
wouldn't
in
be
it.
surprised.
And then Jet Li goes to like the prison planet at the end, and there's like a giant throne on top of a mountain. He plays King of the Hill for the rest of eternity. It was great.
Bow down. No, I mean, once again, for this episode and for the previous episodes, they spared no expense as far as taking Stamets and doing a very, very unlimited version of him talking to himself, which is the mirror universe version of Stamets.
Yeah.
I mean, just their ability to make it more or
normally I
less
would
seamless.
call character development hair on Mirror Universe Stamets, but it's supposed to be a totally separate person.
Yes.
So.
It was.
Yes.
It was still interesting.
yeah,
I mean, he
very
had
much
character
so.
development outfit. They like mind whammied into pajamas.
I like that. I mean,
I mean, that was cool
Yeah,
though
I
because
appreciate
he
that.
did get kind of robbed when his husband died. So it was really nice. So he did get to have kind of like a final closure scene for them to actually like chit chat, and the fact that his husband was able to help him like talk through everything and explain what was going on. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of a fun scene.
That was an emotional one. That was good.
Yeah,
I like that.
It was good. Like they're the kind of two of the few characters that you actually care about in the series.
Yeah.
So it was nice to actually get back
A moment,
to seeing them.
sweet moment. Yeah, absolutely.
So that was good. There was like a moment where I don't know, it seemed kind of like Mirror Universe Stamets was going to try and body snatch him. But I'm not really sure. I don't know. That part was weird. So we were convinced for a second that he got body snatched, but now I'm thinking no because he's out there trying to fix the reef. So
yeah, but we know that Mirror Universe Stamets is also awake.
Yep.
Is that what it showed?
Yes, okay. Mirror Universe Stamets woke up and then walked away, and I thought that that was our Stamets.
I literally turned away from the screen for like 2 seconds, and that was the scene that I missed. So
like,
both Stametses
Where'd you go? Yeah.
So both Stametses are awake now.
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
And Mirror Universe Stamets apparently did also kind of learn how to use the mycelial network, but he was supposed to have like his mind trapped within it, and I guess that's why he never was able to actually capitalize on it. But there's some sort of corruption going through the mycelial network, but he is the cause of it, but we don't know what it is, at least as of yet. And I think that's supposed to be like
Scooby
the very
Stamets is on the case. We had like a flash to the next episode. He's got like a Geiger counter. He's out there doing his thing.
Yes.
Which is kind of one of like, you know, you were talking about when Emperor Jojo turned around, and it's just like, oh, she's got a really Iron Throne-y thingy, and I was just like, oh, we're also going to do a Game of Thrones things where everything that Stamets is doing is the actual important shit, and then there's Lorca. And you know what? I can honestly say, screw Lorca, leave him in the Mirror Universe, and let's all go.
I mean, essentially. I mean,
but then there's the question where you're going to be like, wait, was Lorca in that universe actually killed, or was Lorca, like, what's... I'm curious what happened to, like, regular Lorca. Like, he's actually dead.
I think he dead. I think he's just dead.
I would have to agree,
That's definitely Mirror Universe Lorca that we saw that was in the Agony box, because, you know, we got the whole eye thing. We finally figured out what his obsession with Burnham is. And to boot, he also knew who, Homeboy. Yeah, Homeboy's sister was.
Which, like, props to the dude for trying to get revenge for your sister. I don't know why you needed to say his name, because I would have just, like, gone out there and, like, murdered Lorca. But, like, I mean, to each their own.
Say his name. Say her name.
Kudos
what was her
to
name?
the man for trying to get some kind of, like, closure. But his sister's probably, like, off being like, you dumbass.
No, but much respect to that actor too. That like, particular guy, he was making it work. He was making it work. He's like, he had like,
a lot
5
with
lines.
You were actually like,
I was like, oh,
you're feeling it. You're like, I'm intrigued. I
like,
want to know what Lorca did to this poor man's sister.
Yeah,
like,
dude
what's
is
going
pissed.
on here?
What's going on? Do you want these answers? He's like, please, you better make him talk.
It was some fabulous co-star work, right?
Yeah,
there.
he wants those answers. He's like, this ship, the Mirror Universe, had more security on it for the agonizers, which technically is kind of like an easy bet.
No, they weren't security. They were technicians.
They were technicians, but technically it's kind of like one of those ovens where you set it to agony, forget it, and you kind of walk away. There was more engineers and like supervision on these things than any of the actual normal universe.
Well, it's because there's only 10 crew members on the Discovery.
Oh, in this case, they were at their Imperial Palace, right? I guess Lorca was moved to the Imperial Palace.
Yeah, so there's like 20 people there.
Just
because she had her big execution where 5 people showed up.
Just having their own.
It was a very big deal.
Boogie woogie get down to pain.
Eating people.
No.
Soylent Green soup.
Eating what the fuck race is it?
Kelpian.
Kelpian.
Eating Kelpians. They're not people. They're clearly inferior.
Uvula.
They themselves have already said they're binary. So therefore, they didn't eat the tough as nails fighters. They ate the sheep.
Look, man. It's nasty.
It's on the menu. We should probably try and make it and see what it is and see how it comes out.
It looked like one of those weird radish thingies that you get in your ramen.
Believe it or not, it reminded me of
the crunchy ones, like the black radish bits.
But after seeing it, it made me want pad thai.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I think daikon radishes.
Daikon radish. Thank you.
I want daikon radishes with my pad thai.
I had some for lunch. It was delicious. I ate ramen, and now I feel a little bit queasy because my ramen looked a lot like their sea cow, their kelpies.
I mean, if that's the case, I'll have some kelpie and shit. I was, side of it.
Side of kelpie ramen.
Yeah, fuck it.
This is going to some weird places right now.
Look, we're trying to deal with some trauma, okay?
That was some traumatic shit. I was like, oh shit.
She's gonna go back and she's gonna look at him and she's gonna be like, yo,
Yo,
I don't know how to tell you this.
Don't go over there. You food.
I think she's gonna not tell him it as hard as she can.
You low key taste delicious. I
Yeah.
didn't want to say it. I felt really gross about it at the time.
All I know is if there's like a lingering look, where all of a sudden it's Burnham
look at her and be
looking
like,
looking him in the eyes and then looking up toward the fence, like, what are you looking at?
he's gonna be
Nothing.
Like, what?
Nothing.
She's just gonna be like, the tongue out, just like that lick motion. She's like, just going straight.
Or one of those very long, awkward pause pats where like, you're patting someone on the shoulder. It's like, oh, it lingers too long. Like, hey, buddy.
Is it like dark meat or light meat?
Yeah.
What are we working with here? Like Macy, like how does Hannibal look at people, right? Like how did he decide who to eat?
I actually
That's a
never
good
watched the
question.
show.
I did. That
like
was
the
interesting.
reboot show, I made it to the human totem pole and I couldn't handle it anymore.
That shit was did you see the episode where Hannibal literally kills the body, freeze dries the body, severs the body into I think about 50 pieces, puts them into sheets of glass and lines them up in a long gallery. So upon viewing the body, you see literally every single layer of how they were literally sawed piece by piece by piece by piece by piece.
Yeah,
So,
you know how difficult that must have been? Like he must have gone through a couple people like accidentally crumbling some bits before he got to one.
Patience and time.
It was like one of those bisected diagrams. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
But that show is nasty.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it was very intricate.
Human
It was very
totem
detailed.
pole.
It was super detailed.
I had to stop watching. It was like episode 4. The mushroom episode almost got me, where the guy was growing mushrooms out of people, but I made it through. And then the human totem pole happened,
That
and I
sounds
couldn't
efficient.
do it. Look, they were alive in the ground, and he was growing mushrooms, and he
Oh.
was sick.
Oh, okay.
And anyway,
Yeah.
so
Back to Star Trek.
So
Okay. Or back to Discovery. We'll
Yeah.
call it.
so I guess let's just go on
That's
to
pretty much
predictions.
it. Everything for the episode, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was actually, you know what? Once again, it was very, very tight because at no point was I sitting there saying, "What's going on? What are we doing?" I'm not quite following. Like
Basically, every time Michael
super
Burnham
tight.
showed up, I felt like that until we got to the end, and then I was like, "Oh, okay."
Well, every time Michael Burnham showed up, it was like, I'm gonna do something stupid now.
Yeah, she's not the most compelling character, which really sucks because it's one of those things where all the side. I'm trying to think of another show where something similar happened, where all of the side characters and all the background characters kind of usurp the more interesting character position.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Goku is great.
No, but I would say Dragon Ball Z is a great
That's
comparison.
True.
Dragon
He does
Ball,
kind of.
because Goku just shows up. It's like, oh, after when everyone's been beaten the fuck down, it's like, oh, I'm here
Goku
now.
rolls up. He's like, "Look, I had dinner. I'm ready to go."
I did my gravity training on level 50.
I totally forgot that I can fly, and I've been walking down the snake way for the past 50 episodes. for
Sorry
no
about that,
reason.
y'all. Sorry about that.
Look, I relate to Goku on a spiritual level.
I took the long
I feel
way.
like-
I took the long way.
I feel like he and I have something in common there.
Including the hair.
Look, it does what it wants.
At least you don't got Vegeta hair.
You haven't seen it when it gets blow dried.
Has it ever
I
gone?
guess that is
I
true.
have. I
Yeah.
have. It's like super.
Like-
It's like Super Saiyan.
I
It's
go-
it's kind of Super Saiyan
What is it
actually.
like, what's the level of Super Saiyan where their hair gets super long and luxurious and just?
I
kind of
don't know
like-
what level that is.
goes back down.
Yeah,
That's Super Saiyan level 3.
is it level 3 where it gets like?
Yeah. Super Saiyan 3.
Like I haven't gotten to a level where it turns blue yet, but like where it gets super long and luxurious.
Super
and just
Saiyan
kind
God.
of- yeah.
Or no, that's
It's like-
Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Yes, that one. I haven't gotten to that level yet, but like the level before that,
So level 2.
3.
Why are we discussing what is going on? Let's go on to predictions. What are you guys predicting is happening next
Okay,
episode?
So we saw look, all I care about in the next episode is Stamets bringing the coral reef back to life.
Yeah, well, the mushroom, the mycelium network. I know it looks like a coral reef. Fine, fuck it. All right, yeah.
The rainbow reef is coming back. It's like a super creepy forest right now, but Stamets is gonna like do some CPR and bring that shit back to life. So I'm super curious how that's gonna work. He's a man on a mission, and I'm intrigued. Lorca.
That's the story they're gonna want to make us care about.
Right.
Yeah.
So Lorca, it shows kind of a clip of him going in and like rescuing a bunch of his crew who are apparently all still alive, still being tortured. How they're alive after being tortured for this long?
Who knows?
Not really sure. I don't think they're going to talk about that, but he's going to go and like rally the troops.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a little bit of like a rebellion level 2. It did show him talking to Michael Burnham, didn't it?
It insinuates that. It insinuates that.
Oh, we also saw, you guys remember Head of Security? They got jobbed in episode like 3 or 4.
She's back. She'll be back.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very, very excited to see her back.
In this universe.
Yes, she's a mirror.
Well, that's nice because they did her dirty. Like that was not.
It was not good.
That was
not
sad.
good. She gets like grabbed, flipped, flung around, dead.
She gets killed by like a space whale for
yeah,
like, no
fuck
reason.
That. No, that was bad.
Oh, and we're gonna get to have Mirror Universe Doctor Boyfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah,
he's got to be around.
That's
that would be great. Can they like steal him and like take him back to like the Prime universe?
Hey, that may happen. That may happen.
Except for he's going to be the asshole version of himself.
He was kind of the asshole in our universe, though.
Well, he was just like kind of a catty asshole. Now he'll be like a genuine asshole.
We don't know that.
I'm very intrigued to see that.
Wait,
yeah, definitely.
I wonder if he would have been on the Discovery though, because Stamets was not on the Discovery.
That's a good question.
Stamets was on like the mothership.
Oh, that's right. Well,
I mean, I that could be true,
yeah.
but we don't know what the crew complement actually was on the Mirror Universe Discovery, other than
we don't know what the
Captain
crew complement
Killy.
on any Discovery is, because apparently they were like, "Fuck it."
No. There are other people. We got cyberpunk, cyborg-looking girl.
Like there's the blue person.
There's the blue person. There's Dredd's communication man. There's Dredd's Mohawk girl.
Yep.
There's redhead with cybernetic implant girl.
We had sudden on like we had a new doctor this time that we'd never seen before. They're like,
That's
oh
true.
lol, JK, we actually did have 2 doctors.
That's right. Yes.
Which props to them, because I'm pretty sure like the Enterprise D only had Beverly Crusher. Like
True.
she had some junior doctors, but she was like the only head honcho.
Very much so. Very much.
Which
so.
I mean, like 1 doctor for like 1,000 patients, not too bad.
True.
I mean, they were like junior, like if there's junior doctor and stuff, that's not too light.
No.
I don't know what the actual ratio you want in the medical profession is. I'm sure anybody listening can tell me that.
They don't have the flu.
Yeah, that's true.
Lesser is better. Lesser is usually better.
Pretty much everything you can just like squirt somebody and be like, "Nah, you're good. I fixed your bone." Like, that sounds worse than it actually is.
That did sound pretty bad.
Yeah.
That sounded questionable.
And you fix your bone right quick.
Just squirting people to fix bones. I'm just going to leave that there.
I predict that there will be a grudge match, mano a mano, between Mirror Universe, Michelle Yeoh's character, and Jason Isaacs' character.
Yeah,
so.
do you guys realize we're now on the side of Space Hitler, who's going up against Space Himmler?
It's more like Eichmann.
It's more. I'm a big fan of watching mutually assured destruction. That's what I'm a fan.
I don't think we're on anybody's sides. I mean, I think Burnham's on the side, because I don't think they've given her character a whole lot to work with. So of course she's going to be on Space Mama's side, because she's having some like issues.
She's very conflicted. Yeah.
She's super conflicted.
And she feels betrayed by Lorca.
It would have made more sense if they would have had more than like half an episode with her. You know what? We're not going to touch that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's where we're pointing at the end of all this, because it would be great if Burnham just like pieced out on Emperor Giorgio and was just like, "Oh, my ship's here. We're gonna get home, so
let's you motherfuckers sort this out. Goodbye."
It's not gonna happen, because she's gonna have like a moment where she's like, "I let you die. I can't let you die this time." And
you
she's
should
have to
totally
save her.
let her die.
But she's not going to.
I know she's not going to.
Or another
on a better show, I would understand that motivation.
Interesting wild card. I would say that.
I'm gonna say
to save Giorgio. Michael Burnham brings her over to the Federation universe.
That's garbage. I really want the other Discovery
And that
to, like,
ends
pop back.
not well for anyone.
For
Exactly.
anyone. I want the other Discovery to pop back so we can have Captain Tilly go, like, mano a mano.
See, that would be interesting.
Tilly versus Tilly, that would be
fun.
hilarious.
T versus T.
Which,
T,
by the way,
TNT.
we have not had a single flash to the other universe to see, like, what that Discovery's been up to.
It's true.
Probably nothing much.
Yeah, it's true.
We have no idea what they're doing.
I can't think of, like, well, they obviously don't have a spore drive, or I'm assuming they don't have a spore drive.
We don't know. We know this spore technology exists. Like, we don't
know it exists, but that other Stannis is also in this other world, so he's comatose in the mirror universe world as well. So,
and he was the only one that could actually. No, he wasn't the only one that could get it figured out. There was the other. There was his partner.
Who got
scientist.
super jacked up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who they all got, massively fucked up by.
Turned into like ground round and shit.
Yeah, by the water bear. So
that's right.
The tardigrade. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe they're just using tardigrades. Like, we don't know.
I guess that's true.
They're obviously not super compassionate, so like, there's options.
The aftermath is not pretty. That one. Yeah.
Of course. Lest we forget, our main universe people were also way into using the tardigrade.
Right,
for
because they are also
uncomfortably long time.
Not super awesome.
Well,
I am this much like the other episode that was like enjoyable. I am curious to see what happens next time.
Same.
I think it might go to some good places. Again, I'm not feeling good about the fact that we're probably going to be rooting on the side of Space Hitler.
I definitely won't be.
Yeah, but who knows?
I'll be rooting for the destruction.
You know what? Useless boyfriend might suddenly stop being useless.
Oh my god. Dude wakes up for 2 seconds. I believe in Michael Burnham. Hey guys. Oh, and then it goes back to being evil. It's like, dude, look, you can't be that into a relationship. You have to have something going for yourself. Like,
no,
obsession is real.
I mean, granted, he is suffering some trauma, so it says he's clinging.
Yeah,
he's
but,
clinging
like,
on to whatever he can.
Maybe he should be more concerned about himself because he got like morphed into a Klingon, like quote Klingon. Like, maybe he should stop thinking about his girlfriend for like 5 seconds and be like, holy shit, why the fuck am I a Klingon? Just throwing it out there. Like, if somebody turned me into like an alien of some kind, I wouldn't be concerned about whoever I was dating. I would be like, yo, what the fuck? You guys haven't figured this out yet?
What if you were really into the person you were dating?
I really don't give a shit. I'm into self-preservation. Like, they can sort their shit out after we figure out why I'm dying. That's just me, though. That might just be me.
Okay, so any closing thoughts?
Looking forward to more.
We'll see what happens.
All right, I think that'll wrap us up then for this episode. So until next week.